Six Rangers. Alright, there's something we can do now. And let's already get started. Starting off with Tommy. Automatic S tier. So next. Oh, Ball of Light. Sam. Let's put him in. Yeah. A single ranger from the future. Or should I say a single ranger from farther into the future who nothing came from him at all, except for this show is set in the future, so he's from farther in the future. That's about it. I love how for his picture it's set up as half of a ball of light and half of his actual face. So yeah, now I was done with him. So next, Daggeron. I can't seem to remember anything about him. Yeah. Wow, what a shock. They're starting off with Disney first. So next, Tyzon. That's there too. He starts off with a good backstory and introduction, but then he soon becomes just like the others and is not as interesting, especially for a Six Ranger. So, Gem and Gemma. I'll say for the most part, they can both be in A tier since they were pretty useful. Now, I like the fact that Gemma came back for Ninja Steel. That just gives her a moment to shine on her own. Though, it works. And so, Antonio. I also would want to put him in A tier because I thought it was pretty useful. Because think about it, what are things, despite what people think about samurai, what did Antonio do? He basically trained all his life to be a samurai without it being a tradition in his family. He created his own morpher. He learned how to communicate with the Octozord. Basically reactivated two Zords. He was basically the team's tech smith because so many of the things that they have in their arsenal, they wouldn't have unlocked or have gotten if it wasn't thanks to him. Also, he was never really a bad character to begin with, in my opinion. So, Gosei Knight. I mean, Robo Knight. He was the least irritating thing from Megaforce, so I'll say B tier since he wasn't so bad. But he started off as a bit obnoxious, but how his character ultimately ends, how his character arc ends with sacrificing his life for one person alone, it's worthy for having him up in B tier. And so next, Orion. Orion's better off in. Actually, let's switch something for a quick. Let's put Tyzon in absolute trash and Orion in D, because Tyzon started off good and then got bad. Orion started off good and they just did nothing really with him. And unfortunately, he doesn't have a terrible team up special like Legendary War. Wait, no, I mean Once a Ranger to bring him down even farther. So yeah. So next, Sir Ivan. B tier. He wasn't really all that boring. And he was a fun character as well. How many can say that a how many can say that a famous historian how many can say that a famous historian became a Power Ranger? Because I don't see King Arthur becoming a ranger, but but apparently one of his knights. Although Ivan, it's a joke in comparison. Moving on, Levi, yeah, not really all that interesting. Let's see here. So next, Jason, yeah, C tier. Jason came back and that was great, but I don't know. I feel like he was still Jason a little bit. Well, yeah, that's about it. Anywho, next, Nate and Steele. This is going to be I honestly would want to put them both in S tier. They make a great team and they're both great characters. Nate is super useful and Steele is just hilarious. Like I love them both. I would say A tier, but I actually want. I actually like that they're both in S tier because they make a great team and counter off each other. Nate is the sign. Nate is the brain, while Steel is the muscle. Although they're both the muscle because they're both Rangers, but they make a unique set. Yeah, I really like them both. So next, Zane. I say C tier, just like Jason. Zane wasn't boring, but he also wasn't really there that often. Although he was the first Silver Ranger, so he's not in D. Next, Mike. Now, this is an interesting thing. While in Sentai, the Magma Defender is considered an extra ranger, well, Saban themselves considered the Magma Defender a sixth ranger. So let's make an except. So let's see where we can put him. Hmm. Now let me think. At either C or honestly either C or D because I don't think he was really out on the. I'm trying to think of times where he was really out there, which was actually kind of rare. So now that I think about it, so it's either C or D. I'll say C because he's not as bad as other Six Rangers. All right, Ryan. Let me think about for Ryan. For him, it's either going to be A or S, and I think he might be an A, if only because he was a good proactive character for when he wasn't there. So it's not enough to have him in B. Like because when he's not fighting evil, he's actually looking for a way to put away evil for good. So that's enough for A tier. Oh, the Quantum Defender, S tier. There's no question about it, just S tier. So next, Merrick. Either D or absolute trash because his whole thing is I don't know, he's a lone wolf and some of the things with him and with Zanaku and whatnot's kind of con is sort of contradicting. So either absolute trash or D. Say D. Mm. Cam, most likely S tier. If only because he did a lot. He is like Cam is the first. He was the tech guy who soon became a ranger. And once he became a ranger, he was a lot more useful in all areas in creating their arsenal, working with their Zords, as well as fighting out on the field. Cam was the first, and we definitely gotta respect that. Also, it's interesting to see how before he became a ranger, he was pretty pissed off at his dad because he wanted to actually fight evil and help out on the field, and there are understandable reasons as to why. But then again, he was old enough to make his own decisions. All right, last one, Trent. I say B tier. Trent wasn't bad, but yeah, Trent wasn't really all that bland, and so that's about B tier is not so bad. He had his yeah, thoughts on Trent. Yeah, Trent wasn't so bad. He's an about average 6 ranger. His introduction was great. Then once he got his powers back, he also wasn't so bad. What about the thing he had with the White Ranger clone? The only highlight of that would be the fact that they both fought for the power once, and it was in the clone's like final appearance. But besides that, Trent's an about average 6 ranger. And so that was quick. And this is the list. This is like the quickest. This was like the quickest list ever. Anything I want to change? Everything's in a good spot here. Really? Yeah. All right, I dig it. With that said, what do you guys think? Who is your personal favorite 6 Ranger? Thank you guys for watching. Please not forget to like, subscribe, share this video. It is 11 o'clock now, so I might do something. And it's Memorial Day. This video is finally dated. Peace.